Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Mark Isaac Putter Presents. Today we have the distinct pleasure of working with Mark Brodinsky, who is an author and he used to be an Olympian, I think it was in cross country skiing in Norway. I'm not sure. Yeah. Plus, I heard he sold more Yugos than anybody in his part of Tennessee. Yeah.
I was the
Hello,
guy.
Mark.
Yeah, I was the guy who jumped in the pool when that guy Mark Spitz, who won those like seven gold medals
Yeah.
or something.
Yes.
The handsome guy with the mustache. I think I know I'm dating
Yes.
myself here.
You and me both.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful to see you. Rather than go through the regular questions, tell me what you want to tell us. You want to talk about your book?
Sure. I think the book and the movement are important because it's a new piece of my life and what I
Okay.
mean to the world. So I think
All
it's good to
right.
talk about that. Plus, the book was just published. The official book launch was just days ago. So this interview is very.
Really? Okay. Are you planning on doing an audiobook at any time?
Yes, I'm going to try to get it done this year because it is very much of not much of it. Part of it is a personal story, so it's good if I read it. I think because
Okay.
I lived
Yeah,
it.
I hear you. Yeah. Okay, good. Because I have a trouble in my I grew up with Abraham Lincoln's father, so I'm rather old and can't read very well anymore. Anyway, please tell us you wrote a book. Tell us about this book. What proceed to begin?
Sure, and the title, if people can see it, is right over my shoulder there. It's that You Matter. In fact, I'll hold
Okay.
up the book. So You Matter. It's the 1 billion mission by
Okay.
Mark Brodinsky, and it's actually relates to a story I heard about 5 years ago in a mentoring session from someone that I follow called Darren Hardy, and named Darren Hardy, and he does something called Darren Daily, and he told a story about two women who met in a grocery store, and this one woman Cheryl is watching this other woman Sue at the register, kind of tell her story, and she's struggling. Her husband lost his job, and her child is in trouble, and so Cheryl sees Sue out in the parking lot loading her groceries in there and gives her a card that Cheryl had in her purse that someone had given to her. And Sue starts crying. And she's like, I really need this. Thank you so much. I haven't felt like I've had worth and a purpose for some time now. And on that card was two words: you matter. So I
Okay.
heard that story and I thought to myself, self, why don't I get cards made and start handing them out to people, which I did on a random basis. And as it turns out, the reaction was much like Cheryl experienced with Sue. Now, not everyone's crying, but in that moment, Mark, when you give someone that card with those two words randomly, whether it's someone who gives me service or someone I meet in an elevator or have a conversation with, you can see the light in their eyes and their soul because the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. It's not just a wish
Okay.
or desire, it's actually built into our DNA. It's like food, water, and shelter. And you need, without those two, you die physically. Without knowing that you have worth and a purpose, you die inside. And that's a
Yeah.
slow, painful death.
Very wonderful. Very I couldn't be more pleased with the way you worded that. It's very divine. I worked, you and I probably have both worked all our lives trying to make the world a better place. So this does a lot to make that happen.
But I think
Uh,
everyone has that inside of them. And so everybody wants to make a difference. At least that's the way they were born, right? But the world can turn you on your head
yeah, yeah,
because you
yeah,
get told that, you're not worth anything. Or maybe that's your way to gain attention because you do want to be seen, heard, and understood. And sometimes people go the wrong way to get that accomplished. But the goal is to do it the right way. And I really believe that I could get it if I could get 1 billion people, because that's my mission, is to positively impact the lives of 1 billion people, get them to believe that they matter, the ripple effect would touch all 8 billion people on the planet.
yeah. And I think that the notion or whatever you call it, theorem, proposition, etc., that is you matter goes even deeper than anybody wanting to make a difference. Because a lot of us, I mean, I've been homeless 3 times and all kinds of other stuff. You know, even the times when I was not able to quote unquote make a difference, I still would have loved to have known that I mattered. Never quite been convinced of that. Almost a couple times.
Well,
So
look,
it's very beautiful.
I mean, things happen for you, not to you. And I keep a note on my desk, Mark, that says this, and if I'll read it, but if people can see it, your struggle will be your gift that the world will fall in love with. So
Oh,
everybody
really?
struggles. So again, it didn't happen to
Yeah.
you, it happened for you so that you can survive that and then share that with other people because we all have scars that we learn from, right? Everyone's
Well,
scars matter.
I interrupt my guests a lot. Tell me more about that because I have gotten, maybe I'll use the word cynical. I don't know if it's the right word lately, because I feel like the struggle that we go through, a lot of people are now using that in their PR campaign to, further their whatever. And I am one of those people that has a, fairly horrific experience on the scale of human life. Not totally, but uh, so it just, I wonder. I mean, I think maybe I ought to dial it back a little bit. I've tried to be a poster boy for mental illness and physical illness and learning disabilities. But lately I think, well, everybody and his dog has this dog and pony show now that, anyway, go ahead and speak to that. I don't want to take up all your time.
Well, I mean, I think if people share it authentically, if you're vulnerable and transparent, and it creates authenticity, which creates trust. You don't have to use that as your billboard. Oh my gosh, I made it through this, right? But I'm a storyteller too. And so I tell stories. I do interviews, and I have a blog that I've been doing for about a dozen years that tells stories so that you can then use that if you're a business person as a marketing tool, but not to put it out there as the billboard, but actually have someone read your story because everyone has a story.
Yeah,
Everyone.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And when someone reads that story, they go, "Oh," either they feel empathy or they go, "Wow, I've been through something similar. So thank you for sharing because I was afraid to do that myself." And now you're connected because stories are the way we all connect, right? There's something called the Bible, and it's the greatest story ever told. And it's very interesting because a lot happens, right? Same thing
Oh
happens
yeah,
in
King
everyone's human
David
life.
comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Are you talking kind of memoirs or just shorter stories about one's life?
shorter
Kind of a
stories. Yeah. I mean,
vignette or something? A vignette maybe? Or
my stories are usually 2,500 to 3,000 words. So we're going to I always open that story with two questions, which really opens up the door to everything, which is tell me about your greatest challenge and your greatest accomplishment in life. Doing those two things leads us down a path now about you being open to sharing things about you because it's not just, oh, where did you grow up? What's your hometown? We'll get to that. But first, tell me what it is that you're really proud of and something else that you were challenged by that you probably overcame because if you didn't, we wouldn't be talking.
right, okay, all right. So you do this on a podcast? You do it as a written article that you would turn in about someone, or both, or what?
Both. I have a blog. It's markbrodinskystorytelling.com. And so
Okay.
I do an interview. I mean, I set up an interview through a consultation, and people can then use that link to market themselves. But also, I have a You Matter Show podcast that we talk about people's stories. I mean, if you have a podcast, it never gets boring, right? Because
No, no. Would you please make sure, because I forget to ask, send me the contact information that you want our audience to have,
okay,
because I'll put it in the YouTube dialog box. I often forget to ask for it, and then yeah. So that the Mark Brodinsky storytelling.com, was that it?
yes, yes, and we also have youmattermb.com. So that's my You Matter with my initials. There you can get the book. You can hear a song. I don't sing it, but I had a song produced
Okay.
about You Matter, and there's a link to the podcast. And real important is that there's something called a You Matter Minute. So 5 days a week, I do a 90-second video you get in your email inbox about reminding you how to feel that you matter. So you can start your day with
That's great.
that.
Oh wow. You're doing more things than I can even keep track of.
Or I could keep.
I I number all my videos now because I just can't. I've done about 600 and I just can't keep track of anything. So would you mind repeating what you just said? We have 3 seconds here. 2 seconds, 1 second.
About I mean, you mean the websites?
No, I'm gonna make this thing shut up.
Okay.
Uh, you just said something after telling us about I don't know. I
Was it
forget now.
was it was it that your struggle will be your gift, the world will fall in love with?
That's everything is out of your mouth is a golden thread. I have a friend who has a company called Golden Thread. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a short show that hopefully you will watch at least halfway through anyway, with the remarkable, indefatigable Mark Brodinsky, who has contractually agreed to do another show today. I've got a contract assassin on the roof across from the street from his house. So we're gonna do another show. So tune in for that as well. And he's telling us very beautiful things, as I'm sure you all know. We love you, and you guys always know that I turn my head to get this thing turned off.